Oh, hi. Didn't see you come in there. I was just reading my intellectual book because I'm an intelligent person. That's why I'm doing so well in school right now. It's been a very long time since I've uploaded a video. A very long time, to say the least, considering I said I would, upload every week. That was fun. So, today, for my anticipated return to YouTube, I thought that I would actually do something that I used to do with my friends, but, bring it onto YouTube. And that is reviewing in 10 seconds or less all 100 United States senators. Now you might be asking, Austin, there's no way you know everything about all 100 senators. Try me. So yeah, I have my notes. I have my notes right here on this monitor, and on this monitor I have the rest of my stuff. So I'll be looking over here to read, and then looking here to say the funny joke. So this can only go well for me. So enjoy and have happy holidays. But I should also state that this video will be going in order of state, alphabetically. So essentially, it's going to start with Alabama and it's going to end with Wyoming. Just so we're all clear here. He looks like how his name sounds. A Democrat in Alabama. How do you think his re-election campaign went? New Susan Collins, and I mean that in every way possible. He looks like my friend's grandpa, which is not an insult. It's just something I noticed. The first bisexual woman to be elected to Congress from Arizona, or to the Senate, specifically from Arizona. She's pretty cool. I don't really have a lot to say about her. I love astronauts. More like, I can't have booze, man. I originally had a joke planned here, but I wasn't allowed to make it, so this is me voicing it over. So, I read an article when I was looking up for a joke to make about her. And the article stated, the most unfunny senator in Congress. The article was written by Al Franken. That is VP Harris to you, and yes, I'm going to call her VP Harris from now on. I know I can't be the only one who thinks of the football player when I think of this guy, right? Well, yes, plenty of time to garden now. Wow, that was the worst joke I've written in here. Okay, so I just wrote down Connecticut. And that's the state he's from. He's from Connecticut, but I don't understand what I'm trying to say. What is the joke? If you search up Chris Murphy, Wikipedia has like 20 Chris Murphys. I'm gonna mesh these guys together. They have the best combo of names, and there's clearly senators who have better names than these two. But the thing is that they together can not Maryland. Together they have the best combination of names. Okay, so I normally would riff on him a lot, but I just found out the other day that he went to my dream college, which is the University of Miami. So I'm gonna give him a pass for this, just for now, just for this man. He was the CEO of a company that was designed to make Windows servers for money, which is the funniest thing I've ever heard for some reason. It's not funny, it just is for some reason. We need more teachers in the Senate, honestly. He was a teacher before he was in politics, and honestly, I believe that teachers make some of the best senators you can get. I honestly cannot think of anything jokingly to say about her. She's really cool. Mike Crapo. His name is Crapo. that I wrote down that I have to laugh in this. He's pretty chill from what I've seen. I remember watching an interview with him once. He's very calm and collected. But he's rich as heck. So, he is very old. Very old. She's my favorite Democratic senator, personally. Just, her and Tim Kaine are very close, but Duckworth gets the edge because, A, she has an awesome name. Secondly, she's a hero. And thirdly, she is just one of the coolest senators I've ever seen, or read about, or just, generally heard of. Okay, so every senator from Indiana has this very basic, yet very specific names. And Mike Braun is, case in point. He is this guy. This guy is Iowa Man, the senator. And I'm not reusing jokes at all. Or like Joni Worst, haha. Shout out to my friend who came up with that. He wanted me to use it and I couldn't think of anything else. Now the whole world knows their sense of humor. You know who you are. This guy is really old. He's just really old. At one point while making this video, and I'm not kidding, at one point while making this video, I was on his Wikipedia page and I refreshed it because I had noticed someone had defaced it with something he had done, and instead of his Wikipedia page, it was someone had again defaced it, but instead of doing, you know, like funny things, they had erased everything and put banker across the screen. And he is a banker, I found that out later, but Mitch McConnell is my least favorite Republican senator, although there are senators who I will have funnier remarks for later. I just simply have to say that I do not like Mitch McConnell. Living up to your father is really hard. So, he scares me, not because of anything he's done, but look at his, you know, look at wherever I'm putting it on the screen. Look at his smile. No, not that one. Not that John Kennedy. The old Susan Collins. Because earlier I said that Murkowski was the new... My favorite independent senator, but that's not saying a lot considering there's only two, but he's still really cool. I like Angus King. Jim Cardin is old. He is just really, really old. He's got a cool name, but it sounds like he should be like a composer, you know? Like, she has literally lived all over... Like, when I was gonna make a joke, I was gonna make a joke about her going from Oklahoma to Massachusetts, but it was more than just Oklahoma to Massachusetts. She literally has lived everywhere. More like... Ed Mularkey. That's it. That is the joke. That is the whole joke for that guy. That is the only joke. Debbie Stabenow looks like my grandma. And that's not an insult. That is a compliment. My least favorite Democratic senator scares me in a good way. Not like Bill Cassidy scares me. She scares me like because I think that she could, if she got in a debate with me, she would not only win, but then she would then make sure that, you know, I change my entire field of view before I can, you know, leave. I honestly don't know anything about Tina Smith, so I really can't make a joke here. Roy Blunt looks like his name. Is younger than my dad. The joke is there in his name, but I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be the one who makes the joke. You can make the joke. So in this past election, Steve beat Steve in the election. So Deb Fischer went from being a rancher to a senator, and obviously not directly. She worked her way up throughout different levels of government. But honestly, I'm really impressed. Like, it's very hard to go from being a rancher to a senator, and she did it. Ben Sass sounds like a cat's name. Legitimately, like you name a cat Mr. Ben Sass, or just Ben Sass. Now, the Senate needs more Jewish women, like, honestly. Like, I would love it if there were more Jewish women in the Senate. I love rhyming names, and Jean Shaheen has a rhyming name. So, automatically I like Jean Shaheen. Looks like one of my 7th grade math teachers, who I made very good grades in her class, so, you know, good memories there. Bob Menendez. So I lied earlier. Bob Menendez is my least favorite Democratic senator. That is how you properly represent New Jersey in the Senate. So the Udall dynasty used to be big. They had like 3 senators, 2 congressmen, and a bunch of local state officials. And now that dynasty is dead. Quick! I need the Hemrich maneuver. Chuck Schumer is actually related to Amy Schumer, which I did not know up until last year, and when I found out, I had to tell everyone for some reason. Kirsten Gillibrand has a cool name. I just really like her name. It's really cool. So, his name sounds like a Hamilton character. Yeah, that's the only thing I can really say about him. So that was my most confident Senate projection that the Democrats would beat Tom Tillis and take that seat. I was just really confident in that projection. I did have Republicans retaining the Senate, but I will say that because he won, it threw off my prediction, and I did not get a free coffee from my debate teacher. So thank you, Tom Tillis. You just had to win. John Hoeven sounds like he's from North Dakota if you listen to him talk. Just Google it. So Kevin, isn't Kramer a Seinfeld character? I get him and Michael Bennett confused sometimes. Not because they look alike or because their names are similar, but just because the way they talk generally is very similar. And what I mean by that is not how they sound. I mean how they generally give off points. Like they will list points the exact same way. It's kind of freaky. Rob Portman is probably one of my favorite Republican senators. He's a not only is he a generally nice guy, but he also genuinely seems to, want to be bipartisan. Who? His picture also scares me, honestly, just a little bit. Not as much as Bill Cassidy, but his picture scares me. Well, why then is his name Wyden? I asked my friends to help come up with some of these, but he is definitely an Oregonian. And that is not an insult. I love the state of Oregon. I get him and Pat Toomey confused. I get him and Bob Casey Jr. confused. Reed? Rhode Island? Fishing? Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get the joke? That's a funny name. Sheldon. Hi, Lady G. Scott's a nice guy. A YouTuber I used to watch met him once in like a bar in South Carolina, I think. And he gave him like a pen. I get him and any other guy from South Dakota mixed up sometimes, and so I like in his photo he has a cancer pin on his chest. And I think that's really cool. He's a big cancer supporter. That's one of the most bipartisan issues he works on, and so that's pretty cool. He was probably my favorite Republican senator but now he's retiring. So now, that spot probably will go to someone else, but, that was, he was a nice guy. Him and Tim Kaine performed in the Senate once, which was really cool. So, I had my friend describe her as the reverse Taylor Swift, as in, instead of becoming, a country artist from Tennessee, she became a politician. Which is, I guess, true. Like, I guess that's the reverse of becoming a country artist, but, Mike Lee is not as bad as people honestly make him out to be. Like, I don't agree with all of his politics, but he honestly has some good, he has some good moments, and he generally seems to just want to follow the law. Like, the new Susan Collins, but with, the ability to actually get things like, the ability to actually vote against her party or his party. So I know I've jokingly had people on here who I just described as really old. Patrick Leahy has been in the Senate since before my dad was born. So he fights for what he believes in. And I don't always 100% agree with him, but I will say that I admire how he fights. Both him and Tim Kaine were governors of Virginia, which I didn't know up until last year. And I think that's really cool. I think governors make some of the best senators. So instead of really saying anything, I'm gonna play a clip from when Tim Kaine and Lamar Alexander performed a piano and harmonica duet in the Senate. It's really cool. I think that this is a great bipartisan moment. Of a joke, not because she's a good senator or a bad senator, but I just can't think of anything because I was running out of time. Same with Patty Murray. I just with the Washington Senators, it's hard to really make a joke. Joe Manchin is not a Democrat. He is not a Democrat. She was elected as a bipartisan, but she really doesn't vote bipartisanly. So it's Ron Johnson from Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin reminds me of CJ from The West Wing, and I think that's really cool. CJ was one of my favorite characters. I'm putting them together because I refuse to acknowledge the existence of Wyoming. I do not think it is a place that exists, and as such, it does not have 2 sitting United States Senators. So, yeah. So that was probably as painful for you as it was for me. So, I'm gonna stop now. But generally, this was actually a lot of fun to do. I had a good time with my friends coming up with some of these. And I generally will. I do hope that this video, it just brings people back to the channel, because honestly, I really want to start making videos again. And I'm not gonna rely on my editors to be free anymore. I will make videos when I can and when I want to, and I will, if my editors aren't free, I'll film them myself or edit them myself. So, yeah, hopefully that was enjoyable. And if not, subscribe anyway. To leave a comment if you don't want to. You don't have to share if you don't want to, honestly. Like, this is a free country, presumably. So, anyway, yeah. Until the next Polo Talk, goodbye.